What's going on, everybody? We are back with a new episode of the Joystick Show. Today, we got a fast one. We got a bunch of trailers. You might even call them a trailer park. We got one piece of news and 2 reviews. So stay tuned for this episode.
The Joystick Show.
How's it, sticklers? The Joystick Show is back to talk story about things we've read, watched, or played. Shock us on Mahalos for sticking around. If you fancy what you hear, please like and subscribe on the platform you frequent. I'm your co-host, Drake. That's Thomas.
I'm back. First show of 2024. I'm so stoked. So happy to be here. I'm not even going to let Scott do his intro.
Yeah.
Because,
How's it?
Oh, little Scott, you're here?
And I'm
Yeah,
not
dude.
kidding. I think
Still here,
either
never
everybody
left.
froze or I did. Did you guys? Anyways,
You did
Yeah.
for a sec.
Yeah, just for a quick second.
bad.
So before he freezes again, Scott, why don't you just tell us what we're doing today?
All right, today we have one piece of news.
Oh,
We have about 5 trailers, so
dang.
pretty trailer heavy, and 2 reviews. But before we get into all that, we do have a hypothetical. Drake has a pretty good one today. And Drake, do you want to hit us with that hypothetical?
Yes, the hypothetical was brought to you by the mind of Tom Baum. As he was waiting in the wings, he came up with this
And in
hypothetical.
wigs.
And wigs. I mean, both wing wigs,
Yeah.
wig wings. Okay, so if you were a leading man in a rom-com, what would the story plot be? What would the title be? And who would be your female lead?
Yeah. All right. We all know we're all married here. We got Valentine's Day tomorrow. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, I don't want to talk about rom-coms. I want us to make our own rom-coms.
Yup.
Okay.
So, right. Okay. Yeah. So again, what's the scenario? Like,
Yep.
what's the plot of the movie?
Mm-hmm.
Who is your lead actress? And what is the title of the movie? Right. Okay. So who wants to go first?
Nobody wants to go first.
Yeah, everybody wants to jump.
No one wants to go.
Nobody wants
Okay.
to go first.
Do you guys have an idea of what it is? Like, do you have any piece of the puzzle?
For sure. I got a couple of pieces of the puzzle.
All right,
Okay.
fire away.
I feel like my lead is going to be Alexandra Daddario. We were just talking about a true detective. And
son of a bitch.
yeah, I mean, Alexandra Daddario is interchangeable with probably like 3,000 women. But
Not
for
for
this
me.
one, Alexandra Daddario.
She's one of one.
Not para ti? Dang,
Not
just
para ti,
one.
not para me. No.
Ay, Dios mío.
Christina knows this about me.
So
Accepts it.
Alexandra Daddario, maybe even Lucy Liu. Who knows? Just any of
Whoa.
these people.
Just
they're the
any
same
of these
person.
people?
Any of these
Wow.
people. All right.
Dang.
Any of those 2 people, huh?
Any of those 2 people.
Quite the variety.
So, yeah, quite the variety. I got 2 people, one of 2, and so in this
Any of them.
scenario,
Yeah.
in this scenario, what's taking place is that I am in a museum, and I'm slowly looking at all the things in the museum, and I'm realizing that it's things about my own life, and unbeknownst to me, Alexandra Daddario / Lucy Liu comes into the picture. She's a curator of all these things, and I'm wondering to myself, like, what is happening? And as she's kind of giving me the tour within the museum, I'm kind of slowly realizing that she is the person who's been curating it. And I slowly come to find out that she's the person of my dreams, the person who knows me the most. Obviously based on the fact that all of these museum exhibits happen to be me and are extremely specific. And as I'm getting to know this person, a romance sparks. And at the end, when it's about to close, I wake up from my slumber. And I'm in my regular home. And I realize that I've taken myself for granted. And I haven't really appreciated myself. And I really need to take it slow and stop and smell the roses. And as I walk out my door, across the hallway is Alexandra Daddario / Lucy Liu, who's been there the whole time. And it's called Across the Hall.
I like it. It was pretty nice. At first, I thought you were going to try to make this meta like self-love. It turns out
Oh,
I needed to embrace myself. But no, the girl's still waiting at the end.
Yeah.
Alexandra Daddario, Lucy Liu
all day.
is there. Okay, I like
We'll
it.
spend
That's
time.
Across the Hall, starring Drake and Alexandra
Yeah.
Daddario or Lucy Liu.
Well, I'm just gonna
Depending
put
on which
both of them
showing
into
you
like a
go.
chat GPT and see what they would look like. Yeah.
Like they're different heights,
Yeah.
like ethnicities here.
It's gonna be weird.
They're either going to be absolutely gorgeous or the weirdest looking person.
Yeah. It's
ever.
gonna be, I'm down for love,
There you
So-
go. Especially Across the Hall. I like it.
Across
It's
the
funny,
Hall,
how detailed would your dream have to be for us as the viewer to be like, whoa, that, like, oh, I could see how that was a dream. Or just be like, man, the whole time that was just in this dude's head. I've
Yeah.
never had a dream that detailed. It'd have to like, do weird things happen in the dream?
Well, within the dream, it does kind of, and this is akin to my own life. The other day, I was dreaming that I had to pee. So in my dream, I was like, oh, I gotta pee again. So I walked to the bathroom in my dream, I take a pee, and then I'm going back to do my own thing. And then all of a sudden, I have to pee again. And I realize slowly that I have to pee in real life. So kind of a similar
Crazy.
thing is taking place within Across the Hall, is that I'm realizing these things slowly within as it's revealing itself to me, myself.
Like,
And
the real question is,
Thank you,
would you rather
Alexandra Daddario.
want to dump 100-pound ball one time a year or just spit instead of pee one time a day? Now that is
yeah.
a throwback hypothetical.
Hey.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so some real life stuff. I like it. All right. Let's see. I have the name, but I'm not going to reveal the name. I do not have the story yet. I was like, you know what? I'm
Okay.
just going to go on and wing this story. But I have the
Okay.
actress. Okay.
Tell us.
Okay, I have the name. Okay. I'm going to go with Jenna Ortega.
Interesting.
Okay.
It's called Tuesday.
God. I like that. That's good. Funny.
Hey.
That's pretty good.
She works at a Taco Bell.
Hot.
And I am a very famous cake baker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like Cake Boss?
I don't know. Maybe. But I go into Taco Bell, right?
Yeah.
Works crazy. Just, they got all new specials, right? Like they got the Baja Blast pie or whatever crazy shit that Taco Bell just unveiled at like their own E3 event, which, yeah,
Right.
if you, whatever it was.
I saw
right?
that.
So go in there, right? Turns out there's not only is Taco Bell doing what Taco Bell does, but there's also E. coli in it. And so that's on my end. Now put that aside. Now on the other side, okay, Jenna Ortega, she's a down and out girl.
Say no more.
She's like
Say
just
less,
skipping
dog.
by, like
Say
it was the last job
Say
she could get. She was
less,
kind of a
dog.
troublemaker. Her parents,
Okay.
were they're very poor. She's trying to support her family, so she's got this job at Taco Bell, and she's got this dickish boss. And the boss says, "Hey, you got to go clean the bathrooms." She's like, "I'm not going to clean the bathrooms. I don't want to clean the bathrooms." She's like, "If you don't clean the bathrooms, you're fired." So okay,
Dang.
Jenna Ortega's like, "Yeah, whatever," right? So simultaneously, she's cleaning the bathrooms. E. coli Taco Bell hits me, and I gotta run in there. Okay. And, explosion happens, diarrhea explosion happens. And yet this is where we first meet. And the relationship goes from there. It doesn't go very well, but, love blossoms from there. And, I end up not only offering her this view of a better world, but also, our love kind of grows. So the title of this movie, I'll wait for Drake to get back.
The suspense is
Yeah. I'm trying to think if I can fill in other gaps. There's the typical things, like she meets the friends, we're getting closer and closer. We fall apart. Man, Drake's really not going to come back. I thought all I needed to stall for like 1 more second.
He was
Yeah.
jealous of your story, so he left.
Yeah. His was more emotional than I thought it was going to be.
He went real serious.
Yeah. I create, the path of her dreams. She realizes the direction she needed to go and where her talents were being wasted at Taco Bell. And we end up where we first meet in a bathroom, and the movie is called Urinal Cake Boss.
Whoa, dang. Is it cake or is it love?
There you go. That's perfect. So, yeah. I don't know if that story made sense. I was just making it up on the fly.
It did. It made me hungry for Taco Bell, though.
Yeah.
With E. coli and diarrhea?
But you don't know that till later.
Yeah.
You don't know that.
You won't know that until the choro comes.
Yeah, everyone forgets about the toilet after the Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Right.
We still go back for more.
I love it. It's a rom-com, so there's something there.
Yeah.
All right, Scott, you're up.
Okay, I was trying to think of my thing while you guys were saying your thing. Okay, so
We're prepared.
what if it was a story like...
What if?
Okay, it's kind of like
Yep.
somehow I get sucked into what is
Another
that show, like
dimension.
The Bachelor or The Bachelorette sort of situation?
Oh, you're the
Right?
Bachelor?
Okay.
No. I'm like one of many men, right?
Oh, you're
I
the
get
Bachelor.
sucked into this world, and the lady's like, "Oh, you guys have to like do these games to win my affection and be the last rose or whatever the fuck."
Right.
And I and all these guys don't know how we got there, and we're like, "I don't even want to do this."
Yeah.
And she's like, "This is great." And then everyone around us, but the people participating, are like very like rom-com. The music's that like we hear the music going
Right.
on. And it's just very like when people lose, maybe they die. I don't know. Maybe that's too dark. But there's just things that happen where like, this is crazy. And then maybe
like they
throughout
just
the movie,
cease to exist when they're offset.
yeah. And then maybe throughout the movie, we kind of start falling in love with like the lady. We're like, why are we? And it's like, maybe incorporate some kind of rom-com stuff there. But
Right.
then, yeah, I don't know. I think there's something kind of, because it's like, it could be non-traditional, but it could be kind of fun. Like, it doesn't need to be gruesome. But also, I think it's funnier if people don't want to do it to begin with.
Yeah.
But
I
The
like
Bachelor's
that.
always associated with like romance and stuff.
Okay.
Totally.
It's
And
called,
everybody's
the last
like,
rose
"Oh,
or something.
right. All I want is to be in love with somebody. And like, I'm so ready to settle down. And they're all like really wanting to do it. So starting from a place of not wanting to do it would be pretty funny. I think you could even do it in a way where it's like 3 main guys or something.
Yep.
Like,
Mhm.
maybe it's like 3 actors, maybe me and Drake are there now too.
Yeah.
And we like completely, maybe overshadow you. And like, we are like now the main characters. And then you don't.
Yeah, it could be
make
all of
it
us
or-
movie.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. But I think, that might be kind of cool. You know
Yeah,
what
it could
reminds
be a
me of?
thing where like, what's that?
Remember that movie with Tobey Maguire and he gets sucked into like a 60s sitcom or like a 50s sitcom?
Yeah, Pleasantville.
Pleasantville. Kind of like has a
Pleasant-
Pleasantville
yeah.
kind of idea.
Yeah, something like that. So I
to
was
it.
thinking like, yeah, I don't know if it'd be like a dream or like we get sucked into a TV
Pleasantville
show
meets
and now
Bachelor,
like
yeah.
these kind of like The Bachelor. It's like a dating game, but also
Like a
a
Black
rom-com.
Mirror
And like that
episode.
world is very, that. And we're like, we are very aware that we
Okay.
don't belong here.
Who's
Right.
But
who's
then
your-
things are maybe like starting to like change us. Maybe one of you start like whatever, maybe something's in the air, you're eating the food, you're drinking the Kool-Aid, and you start changing. We're like, dude, they're getting Thomas.
Yeah,
like,
or,
he's starting
or
to-
like even if the games like start really changing us, you're like, man, why
Yeah.
why have I not like opened up like this in my regular life? Or why have I not, like, oh, I thought I was understood. Like maybe one of us is in a relationship or whoever the other main actor is, and like they all of a sudden realize like, oh, that relationship's
Brad Pitt.
terrible for me. And this, it's Brad Pitt. It's like Scott, Brad Pitt, and like Ryan Reynolds. And like they,
All-Star cast.
right.
And
But
Ryan's
like, you know
"It
what I
could be
mean?
any
And
one
like
of us."
things that they're going through actually start changing them and they all learn something in the end. But I like that. I think that's a really, really
Yeah.
clever premise.
That could be
who
funny actually if
is-
it's like two different.
Your leading lady, Scott. Tell us.
I was
who the
thinking so
lady
if it
is.
was like a dark scenario type of thing, I was thinking kind of like someone that could do
Magic?
funny and inviting, but also tinge of crazy.
Yeah.
Margot Robbie
Sarah
already does a
Paulson.
great Harley Quinn. Maybe
Yeah.
not specifically
Yeah.
Harley Quinn, but someone that could if originally when I was thinking about it was like a
What's her
people
face from
maybe
Parks and Rec?
dying sort of thing. But
Aubrey Plaza.
Aubrey Plaza?
I don't know.
She doesn't give off like Bachelor.
She's a very
vibes.
one tone type
Yeah.
of
Totally.
person.
It needs to be
She'd just
somebody
be
who
very-
like
yeah,
gives off
okay. Not
Bachelor
impressed.
vibes.
Yeah. So you want the Margot Robbie. Margot Robbie is who you want.
Probably Margot Robbie.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Barbie.
What about that girl who does Gone Girl? I feel like she'd be good too.
Oh,
I feel like she could do like Happy.
Yeah.
Oh, she was good too. Yeah.
she was
Oh,
also
shoot,
in
what is her name? She's
Jack
great.
Reacher. She was in the original OG Jack Reacher.
Right.
Yeah.
She was creepy and
What's
What's the name?
Rosamund
yeah.
Pike.
Rosamund
Oh, yeah,
Pike. That's
Rosamund
right.
Pike.
That's right.
Yeah.
So what's the name of this movie?
I don't know if it's like a real nod to it, then like The Last Rose or something, depending on like
Ooh.
how on the nose it is to
The last
the show or whatnot. But whatever we're collecting.
What if it was like Bachelored? You know, with like a D at the end, and then it's just
Yeah.
like
Because you're
whatever,
like
the
forced
Hangover.
to be the bachelor. Like,
yeah,
yeah.
like you're
right.
forced. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
exactly.
If you're bachelored, then that means, someone's like made you do it. That could be funny, actually. And then, like you were saying,
Could
too, if
be
it wasn't like
funny.
all three of us, it'd be like, it could fit, or if it was like you said, Brad Pitt, Ryan Reynolds, and like a Jack Black or something.
Yeah.
Like, clearly a
That'd be
dude that's
funny.
like,
Wouldn't it be
not
funny?
like the other two, and they're just like, you know.
It'd be funny if you
They're
were
all
all
equal.
you all realized that you were there, but you were all married, and you all knew that you were married, and then you all changed throughout to be like, "I'm in love with this person now."
What does this
Bachelor.
feel like a setup, bro? Right before
What are you
Valentine's
doing?
Day?
What?
Come on.
What
Hey,
did you
I
get
think
in
that's an
trouble?
awful idea, dude.
Yeah,
You shut up.
I would
Sure.
never agree to
Sure,
that.
Margot Robbie. Sure.
This is a movie that I'm pitching, dude. I'm
This
not
is
even,
like a pretend movie. Okay?
I can't even see
right.
myself in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. You play Brad Pitt, Scott.
Ugh,
Don't
Margot
act.
Robbie barf.
Ugh.
I'd watch her barf.
Yeah, I bet. I love it. Oh man, but
Watch her barf.
yeah, I like it. I like everybody's movies. I'm very curious. I feel like Drake, yours would be semi. I think actually all of them have a tinge of being scary for various reasons. But
Yeah.
all right, let's get into some trailers though. That was silly. What's the first one?
Trailers. There's tons of trailers. Let's do one that we have watched a movie of it before, and it seems like a sequel, but it's not a traditional sequel because all they did was pluralize it. It's Twisters.
Wait, shoot, we have news.
Oh, we have news? Okay, let's go backwards.
Oh wait, let's first
Let's
start
go
with
back.
news.
Let's start with news.
And okay, so for this news, I just want to give Scott props. He called it. I was going to try to be super positive on it and just be like, well,
No.
you know, we don't know until it's good.
Just take a huge
Maybe
dump
it's gonna
on
be-
it, Scott.
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
Before we get I just like,
Set it up.
yeah, I was like really trying to be high on it. And then I started seeing all the interviews with Dakota Johnson. And I was like, Scott's 100% correct. And now Madam Web is sitting at 18% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, and I fully knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
It's just, I know we try and be positive, and we don't want movies to fail, but
But this one was a
that
stinker.
trailer,
Yeah.
that trailer was enough. That's all I need to see.
I didn't
Enough with
yeah, it's
Jennifer
funny.
Lopez. That's a
Is
movie
that-
that she was in.
that's
It's called Enough.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah,
She was
I
being
just
domestically.
didn't-
Yeah.
You can finish the premise.
She's just being. She'd had enough because there was a lot
She
of
had
domestic
enough.
violence.
Okay.
She learned how to
She fought
protect
back.
herself.
Jennifer
It's a good
Lopez,
movie.
Enough.
You feel good about that?
Yeah.
You feel good
Yeah.
about No, yeah. I really wanted this to be semi decent. Like semi just for Sony Marvel's sake. And I don't mean Sony and Marvel or Sony or Marvel. And this is fully Sony's deal. None of these movies have been stellar to me. Venom was tolerable, but this, I knew this was going to be bad, and I still was hoping. But when the writers of Morbius, when they're like, "Oh, Madam Web brought to brought to you by the writers of Morbius. I was like, oh shit, this is not gonna be good. And then I don't know if you've seen any of the interviews with Dakota Johnson lately, but she looks like
I read one where she's like, before the movie even came out, she was talking about how awful it was to be like filmed in front of a blue screen like the whole movie. Mm-hmm. Like she said it was almost psychotic or something. And I'm like, that's a way to promote a movie. Like, she's trying to get ahead of the devastation. That's what that seemed like.
Yeah. There's like a perfectly cringy video that's out there right now. And it's not because of the guy who's doing the interview, which I love. He's an awesome dude. Brandon Davis from comicbook.com is interviewing her. And he brings like the original comic book of the character to the interview. And so he's like showing her the interview. And she looks at it, and he's like, yeah. She's like, oh, wow, that looks original. And he's like, yeah. He's like, number one, it's like not a high grade, but, it's like the best I could find for like a decent price. And she's like, wow, wow. And that's it. Like, there's no excitement. There's no joy coming from her. It looked like somebody was like holding a gun to her head and was like, you have to do these interviews or we're going to murder you.
It's a poop.
Yeah. I just, God. Okay.
Yeah, that's rough. Cause I've heard that interview process is kind of hard in general. I think it's like it happens at a hotel and they just rent out all these rooms and you're going interview. And like, even on a good movie, you can get burnt out. But if you're not in love with the movie you're doing, to pretend that you're in love with it like 25, 50 times, like that's gotta be so hard.
Yuck.
Yeah. But even still, like, I think she's got the internet like ability, like a Brie Larson though. People just despise Brie Larson, and I think there's a lot of people who probably despise Dakota Johnson and probably are gonna like her even less.
50 Shades of Yuck.
So anyways, you're right, Scott. Give you props. I feel like an idiot for trying to be positive. This movie.
Scott says it sucks. It sucks.
Apparently.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go
back to Twisters.
Back to Twisters.
This looks so good, dude.
It's going to be 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
100%, dude. Fucking mark my words.
Oh, man.
Twisters.
Seriously,
not to be confused with the fast food restaurant.
Right.
Is there a fast food restaurant?
There's a fast food restaurant called Twisters. It's supposed to be like a New Mexican style of food. They actually have a pretty good carne asada. I haven't eaten there in a long time, but
I always feel like it's next to a Pickup Sticks. And I've never been to a Pickup Sticks. I don't know why.
It's a lone standing building.
That's what it is.
It's real gross.
Very nice.
Never heard of
this movie, it stars Glenn Powell. We got Anthony. Oh, he's the guy from Hamilton and Ramos. Thank you, from Transformers. Yep. And it has the girl from Where the Crawdads Sing. I'm like, her name's escaping me, but
Daisy
it
Edgar
looks.
Jones.
Boom!
Daisy
there it is.
Jones.
It looks really entertaining. It looks high suspense again. It's making me nostalgic for the original Twister movie,
which is really good.
So good, right? Bill Paxton, Helen Hunt. And just, we don't get a lot of movies set in this place in America. No. And I just kind of like what it's doing. Glenn Powell looks wild. I love like the Southern kind of showman that he is. It looks like it's going to be a fun time. The special effects look great. Like, dude, Twisters looks dope. I can't wait.
Twisters.
Yeah. And I was joking around about being sarcastic about it being like so good, but it does look entertaining. I do like the actors in it. It does have a good nod to the original film that I like. There's a lot of that feeling, anxiety that I got from watching the old film.
Like they have all the little ball sensors
to like map out the twisters and stuff. Yeah. So pretty cool. They're carrying that on. I don't know how long after whatnot this takes place and stuff, but it does look like a fun ride. They even had a portion where the truck had like drills on it and it drilled into the ground. And he's like, "Let's do this." I didn't think that was a good idea because things fly. In the next scene they show something flying through the windshield. So I don't know, but it does look entertaining.
Seemed like a good idea at the time.
I'm gonna check it out. Seems like a good idea. When you're that pumped on Red Bull, dude, anything's possible.
Right. Yeah.
Not a sponsor.
Should be. Dre, do you have any thoughts on Twisters?
Moving
on. All right. So the next trailer we have to talk about is one that I haven't seen. I know, Scott, your wife's a pretty big musical theater person. My mom has seen this in the theaters live, not on Broadway, but with like Broadway style actors.
I think she saw it on Broadway.
Oh, really?
Or something.
Chrissy saw it on
We have
Broadway?
like we have some merch. We have like one of the mugs, Wicked mug that like
Nice.
she got from the seeing it. I'd have to ask her again what exactly, but she's very familiar with it. So.
Hell yeah. So the mug probably has, the Wicked Witch of the East or West, right? Which is the one the house falls on. It's the green one. It's the one that has the monkeys. And basically, like, this is a retelling of that witch's story, right?
Mm-hmm. I believe so. Yeah. I'm like not too familiar with it, but I think you're right.
Right. So obviously massive hit on Broadway. It has taken, that place by storm. I think it always has sold out shows. The music has become iconic in its own right. But we got a stellar cast in this one. I saw Ariana Grande in there. I don't know who plays the main Wicked Witch. Her name also is escaping me. It's not Jennifer Hudson. I shouldn't even say that.
I think it's is it Cynthia Erivo?
Erivo, yep.
Was she an American Idol too?
Afaba?
Was she an American Idol girl?
Sure. I don't recognize her from American
was
Idol.
on
She was in the
Broadway.
later ones.
Yeah, she was on Broadway for The Color Purple. That's kind of what she was best known for.
Okay,
Nice.
well, Broadway singer. Then, yeah,
She won a
Yeah,
Tony.
there you go. So that's the kind of people we want, man.
Yeah, I
We
mean,
want Tonys.
we
We want
want
Tonys.
Tony ladies.
Big Tony.
But yeah, it looks fantastic from what I saw. I mean, dude, how good does the Oz, like the yellow brick road city, or how good does Oz look? How come I don't know anything about Wizard of Oz? It's been a while since I watched it.
It's been a while. Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, it really has been a while for me. But and again, we're gonna say that we don't know. Sadly, we don't know too much about the musical Wicked. We do know that it's very popular, and it continues to be popular. The CG in this looks crazy, like you're saying. The world they built here looks insane. So if they can just keep the original soundtrack, I'm assuming, like the original songs that people know and love.
Yeah.
Put that with this awesome CG and stuff, and like, I don't see how it should be bad. It should be at least decent.
Yeah, I mean,
Ariana
the
Grande
vocalists
looks
in here are going to be super good. I mean, the cast, like you said, is going to be really good. It makes me scared, though, because what if... I mean, if a Broadway show can become a movie, is Hamilton gonna become a movie? And am I going to see Lin-Manuel Miranda on another movie screen singing? Oh,
But you're gonna love that, dude. Actually, they turned Lin-Manuel Miranda's first play into a movie.
Oh, that's true.
That starred Anthony Ramos.
Yeah, that's true. It was about Hispanic stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. What is it called? Like, it was like Washington Heights or something?
Oh, yeah, something like
In the Heights.
In the Heights.
Yeah.
But I think, I think the area of
Heights.
New York or something was Washington Heights.
Lin-Manuel's so accomplished,
Yeah,
but I'm a hater. So
He's your favorite.
That's okay.
he's my favorite to hate.
Yeah. What do you guys think about the Ariana Grande of it all? I think this is where, how she like left her husband and then she like met this dude that left his wife and newborn child to get with Ariana Grande. And I think they met in this movie. How do you feel about
I didn't know
How
all
do you
that.
feel about No, you didn't know that? I guess that was like big news for a second. And then she kind of
I heard that she like responded to people in a song or something. That's all I knew from that, and I kind of gathered some of what you're saying. Like, it's none of your business if I'm a homewrecker or something like that. And then like people were getting real. There was like some beef going on between Ariana and the fans. But I didn't know it took place during this movie and all that stuff. But
My wife says we don't support her anymore. So
okay.
But
Well,
I would ask
Those
the
are the
question in general. If you had a chance with Ariana Grande,
I'm gonna say no.
kind of dumbass question is that again, dude? What are you trying to do here?
This is
Happy
the episode where
Valentine's Day,
Drake,
bitches. All right.
yeah, Drake tries to bait us to have a terrible.
If you want to travel Ariana Grande, like,
I'm gonna say honestly, like this is not even. I know it's not crazy, baby, but like she does nothing for me. Zero, nothing.
Yeah.
Especially in this movie, I do not like. I don't think me personally that she looks great as a blonde, and I also feel like they dyed her eyebrows blonde, like they did for the first Thor movie with Chris Hemsworth, which was if she had learned anything from that, huge mistake or big mistake.
Like Ariana Grande in Justified, or what was that? What was that show called? Victoria Justice.
Yeah, Victorious.
Yeah, Victorious. We like her then. Yeah,
I don't. I'm thinking with Tom. I don't really.
You don't even
like.
Not even now.
I guess she's okay. I don't really
okay.
care for her.
I mean, she's no Margot Robbie, right, Scott?
And I'll tell you who should never be Alexandra Daddario, Lucy Liu combined.
Ooh,
any one of those,
definitely
any one of those people.
Yeah, Alexandria Daddario she's the hottest.
Yeah.
Well, going from one hottie to another hottie, how do you feel about Planet of the Apes?
How do you feel?
That's a good ball. I was fully prepared for you to talk about Damsel.
I was going to go there, but we're going to go back to the Planet of the Apes.
I love it. Love it. It looks great.
New trailer.
It looks great.
Yeah.
There was like a early teaser where there was one of the apes is going like, "What a glorious day," or "Wonderful day. What a wonderful day," and just kept saying it, and it was like the drums. And then for this like trailer or like Super Bowl trailer that came out, like it's man, these
good.
Planet of the Apes movies are so slept on.
Yeah, dude.
I know it makes me want to go back and watch all the other ones.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
And
even the ones with
speaking
Mark
of
Wahlberg.
CG, this looks crazy good.
It looks really good.
What is that?
Andrew was like,
Even
you
the
know
ones
the Mark
Mark
Wahlbergs, and I just want to clarify, not those ones. Like, I'm good. I'm good there. I'm good.
You don't like that Mark Wally, dude? That Mark Wally? No, the trailer definitely looks really good. I think to Scott's point, the CG is like super on point, and the story is a lot more. I don't know. For some reason, it's just a lot more relatable. I think the OG ones were kind of hard to watch. Just the cinematography was kind of rough, and like the practical effects and the costumes don't look as real. But this one like puts you in the environment.
Yeah. I mean, like, watching this trailer, to me, the CG's so good now. Like, it's like I don't know if it's gonna make sense. You know, when you watch like a Pixar movie and you watch Toy Story and you're like on board with these toys being like real things. Like, I'm on board with these apes, like this is a real world out there where this is happening kind of thing. You know, like the CG's that good. I'm not like, it looks a little junk.
I mean, that's our future, guys. So
like, it's crazy.
Yeah. You know, I agree. Like, because they can make facial expressions and just that. Like, I don't know who the main protagonist is, but I know this is like something 50 to 100 years post the last time we saw Caesar and his son escaping, and we saw that they were going to build their own civilization. And it looks like this is so far into the future now with the apes that they have kind of forgot the history of how they came to be and Caesar, and that humans used to have offices and cars and flying planes. I think there's even that point where they say like humans used to fly in the sky, you know, and that's a cool premise. And it also seems like it's aligning now with the old movies where they used to be, which was, you know, the man crash landing in this planet that was controlled by apes. And it's like, how did they get there? Well, they did like a super long version of a prequel story.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're finally there at where the episode 1 of like the classic movies would be.
Yeah. Generational prequel.
Yeah. And they really let it build out and the special effects get there. Like you guys were saying, like, dude, this is incredible. I'm already super on board. Like I never put these in like the top of my movie list, but every time I watch them, like, fuck, that's really solid. Like that's a solid movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Ape Escape.
Different thing, but yep.
So for individuals who are listening or watching, Ape Escape was the original PlayStation game where they used joysticks. So
they got Google.
That's true. They got Googles. Well, Then let's move on to another situation where a trailer dropped with one of our favorite actresses, Millie Bobby Brown, and the show is called, I guess it's a movie, it's called Damsel. First reactions, go.
Good.
Wow. Couldn't have said it better myself.
It looks, yeah,
I
it
couldn't
looks
top
solid.
that. Good.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it looks unique. It looks unique. Like it wasn't.
Is it unique or one of a
what
kind?
I thought.
but one of a kind.
It's unique, but one of a kind. Yeah.
Yeah. One of my favorite lines in True Detective. I may be unique, but I'm one of a kind.
Both.
So that's what this was. Yeah, it's based on the title. It's not what I thought it was going to be. I literally watched the trailer before we jumped on here. So there, if you haven't watched the trailer, I'm going to describe right now.
Okay.
Millie Bobby Brown is like going to get married into like this Court of Owls looking type of family. Already creepy when they're wearing the mask like that. And then she's like, this is great. And then the husband picks her up and just throws her down this like volcano looking thing. And you're like, what? And she lands down there. You find out this has been going on. Sidebar, I didn't know how she didn't know this, but it's been going on. I guess everyone knew. And
right. That's
there's like a dragon down there.
Yeah, that's the one question I have with this trailer. It's like, if it's been going on for centuries.
Well, if you live in a caste system,
because
you don't,
in the middle of the trailer, there's a line
True.
that looks like it was delivered to her, like, this sacrifice has been going on every generation, and it's like kind of like, oh, I'm glad you're on board with it. And maybe she just didn't know what it meant. She's like, yeah, of course, it's great.
Yeah,
and then she gets thrown down. But I guess she fights her way out, and she's like, fuck this, I'm gonna win.
She
and then she like makes like a dragon glass sword thing, and like it looks pretty cool. Like it looks like she turns into a warrior by the end of it. Looks cool. Looks like a not your typical damsel in distress type of situation. So
yeah,
it's Netflix, so we get to watch it at home.
Yep.
And the CG looks good again. CG's so good, guys.
March 8th, guys. March 8th is when it comes out.
Oh,
March
so
8th
it's
coming out.
Oh, soon. Jerry, what do you think about it?
Damn.
Because you're like, I would say you're the most creative in terms of writing. Like, do you like that idea of the damsel kind of getting flipped on its head, where she's not the damsel that you have to save? You know, she is then saving herself, maybe redeeming the kingdom. I don't know.
No, I when I first saw it, Damsel, I was like, and then I watched the trailer. I just Scott kind of nailed it on the head. That's kind of my reaction as well. My reaction as well too. So I do like that it does flip it. I think we don't get enough of that, where these tropes or archetypes are removed from itself, or maybe turned inside out, or maybe there's a different angle that we can take to it. And it was very interesting because you get to see these very strong actresses kind of play characters you don't normally see them play. Robin Wright is the queen, and she's kind of the one who's not instigating everything, but she's facilitating it for sure. Angela Bassett is in here as well too.
Yeah,
she was the individual who was talking to Millie Bobby Brown, and she's like, "Don't do it." But you know, when you're about to become a queen or a princess, you're like, "Duh," all the time. And then we also have Nick Robinson, who is the I guess the prince in this situation. So there are some aspects, I think, of that fairy tale type thing that are getting thrown for a loop, just kind of like the Brothers Grimm-ish, a lot darker, a lot more meaningful in that sense as well too, and definitely a way for the protagonist, Millie Bobby Brown, to show her strength without it being kind of pushed in your face, something that she has to persevere through, especially because it's in a very typical spot as it starts, right? I'm a princess, and now I have to turn into a warrior, right, in order to kind of survive this and change it. So I think it's going to be interesting. Millie Bobby Brown, I think, has a contract with Netflix. I mean, she's been making so much movies with them, so she's been making that dough.
Yeah,
sourdough.
Oh yeah, it seems like she was like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do Godzilla versus Kong Part 2 or whatever it is, Lost Kingdom. Yeah, I'm gonna make this movie Damsel about myself, which probably is the right choice.
Smart move.
Yeah. Especially after watching Godzilla -1. Oh, God,
Yeah.
we
can't
do
beat
not.
Godzilla -1.
No,
We don't need any more Godzillas.
right,
-2.
especially not like Godzilla Kong. What's that?
So unless it's -2.
-2.
Nice. Yeah,
It's a prequel sequel or a sequel prequel. Let's just jump into the meat and potatoes. We know why we came here. The best trailer of all.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Best commercial of the Super Bowl. Best trailer we got right now.
Best trailer. Probably going to be maybe the highest grossing movie of the year, I want to say.
You think?
I think it's going to be that way.
Do you... Okay, we're talking... Yeah, we're talking about Deadpool
Talking Madam
and
Web,
Wolverine.
guys.
Is
We're
this a
talking Deadpool, Wolverine.
$1 billion movie before we go into the full trailer breakdown?
$1 billion?
You know what it is?
Yeah.
It's Marvel's last chance.
Yep.
What?
It's Marvel's last chance at getting
It is.
people who have given up on Marvel. Okay, I've
Yeah.
spoken to many people who aren't as kind as we are, and they're saying like this movie's got to be good, otherwise
fuck
like
it.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Really,
Like-
they're just not tuning into any
Some
Marvel
people are
stuff.
just over Marvel's what they call BS already. You know,
Okay.
so
That's,
All right.
that's
I'm
it.
excited for it. I'm
No,
excited
no,
for it,
yeah,
sure.
for
this
sure.
this movie looks fucking sick.
No, I think
But,
that's valid. I mean, I think there's been a lot of misses. There's still a lot I feel like I liked in 4 and 5, but I do not feel like 4 and 5 were as strong as what we saw even in 1 and 2.
And I agree
So,
with, I agree with that. Like, there's still stuff I like, but yeah, it just wasn't as strong. And to like people who just like are like real casual, you know, the people who like hit me up is like, oh, this movie's coming out. Like, what is it about? You know, and I'm always the one kind of like pitching like, oh, these characters are like this, blah blah blah.
Right.
When the stories aren't strong, they really, you know, they get brought in thinking it's gonna be another OG Avengers, and then they get kind of let down. So this though, I don't feel like they're gonna do it.
Hopefully.
This one's gonna bring back, yeah, and I'm hoping they will, and I think they will. Ryan Reynolds is really, and this whole team he has, they're really smart about business and like, especially Deadpool. Like, you know, he's a perfect Deadpool, and I'm sure he does not want this to fail. Like, he loves his character as much as we do, and he's gonna do everything he can to make it the best movie it can be. So, I think it's gonna bring back all those people and who were like, I don't know about Marvel. They're going to come up. They're going to show up for this movie. So I don't know if it's going to make billions, but it's going to make probably the most money any Marvel film is made in the last couple, whatever, phase 4 or 5 or something.
Yeah.
Nice.
That might be
sure.
fair to say.
For sure.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
Return of Hugh Jackman.
Yeah,
Return
it's
of
huge.
a highly popular Deadpool. Return of and potentially moving into showing a little bit more X-Men. A lot more fourth wall breaking. I mean, it's got all the things that I think Deadpool does really well, and then also kind of dragging along Marvel with it as well too. So hopefully to kind of drag it into the spotlight again, and it could be a really good preface to what we're going to see moving forward. Hopefully, but for all intents and purposes, what we saw was 1 to 2 minutes, and if that's, I mean, those 1 to 2 minutes were spectacular. So you got to assume if it's like 160 minutes, which I just realized is a really long time. That's probably not that long, but
It's probably less than that, but
it's
it's going to
probably
be
like
really
120, maybe even
Yeah.
Right.
less.
Yeah. I love it. I think you guys brought up a lot of good points. I think from even the start of this trailer, it did a couple things really, really well and really, really smart. Number one, it picks right back up on where Deadpool 2 left off, where he uses the time device and brings back all these people who would have died, or, you know, that we see some X-Force in there. We see Negasonic, Teenage Warhead, and Kimiko. We see Colossus is in there, but I love how they film it where it's like not his head, just his chest, because he's like 9 feet tall.
Yeah.
Like, is it Vanessa? I think Vanessa's there. So like, boom, we're right back in it. And then he, you know, is being very sentimental, gets a knock at the door, and boom, TVA.
Well, you cut a little
So
bit,
it
Tom.
is now connecting not only what we saw in the Deadpool universe, but also things like in the MCU. And it's been a long time since I've really felt like we've connected properties in the MCU to other things. And this is just perfect coming off of Loki season 2. So now anybody who watched Loki season 2 is like, oh, okay, we see the TVA right at the start of the trailer almost. And damn, that was so
brilliant.
Nice.
Yeah, brilliant.
That's a brilliant way to merge the timelines. Like, because we knew we knew it was gonna be like they acquired Fox. They have to figure out a way to like acknowledge it, but then they're gonna get rid of that. And like I guess this is a great opportunity to like keep what you need, get rid of what you don't. TVA is a perfect way to like jump between worlds. Like it was brilliant.
Yeah. So that he wakes up and we see Matthew McFadden. Everybody knows him now from Succession as Tom Wamsgans. He was perfect in that role, and he's kind of like this kind of perfect, like just I don't know, CEO, but kind of scummy. Yeah, but douchey, but like he always just comes across like he's better than you. You know, and really snarky. Oh, but him and Ryan Reynolds banter together. I was like, yes, this is gold. I saw this casting from a while back. And then it seems like Deadpool has to go on these missions to kind of save the multiverse from maybe getting entangled or incursions or something like that. And then it starts weaving in some things that we've seen in previous MCU stuff with the Avengers, with Civil War, with Age of Ultron. Like I tweeted this out or threaded this out, whatever you say, but I was like, man, if you want to get OG MCU fans back in, like have your new characters do your thing, but also like show the old characters and how this like affects that world that they're in. I felt like there were so many new characters that have been built in phases 4 through 5, but it really sometimes hasn't felt like the same world that we used to see the Avengers in. Just that in phases 1 through 3. So this one really felt like, okay, it's still connected here and this matters to that story. And then he just starts murdering people and even murdering TVA agents. So I don't know. What do you guys think about what I said? But also, like, how do you think he starts going against like the TVA side of things?
Oh, you mean like after he starts already taking out the other Fox universe kind of thing?
Well, yeah, like because he gets sucked into the TVA office, and then it looks like Tom Wamsgans puts him on a mission. So then you think he's kind of working for them. And then there's a part in the trailer where you see him throwing knives at the TVA agent's face. He's like slamming dudes down. He's like letting one get picked up by a Goliath and taken off. Like,
I wonder if he like because in Deadpool 2 he gets that thing right where he can jump through time and all that stuff. I wonder if he gets one of their TVA things, just figures that shit out, and then just starts going wherever the fuck he wants to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Deadpool, he's Deadpool. He can just start rebelling.
Yeah.
What would you say, Drake?
Deadpool kills Marvel.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, I've seen so many people say that, but I don't think Deadpool's gonna kill Marvel in terms of like what we see in the MCU. If anything, Daredevil kills some of the characters from the Fox universe.
But I think it's that premise, like right, like like Civil War. Civil War wasn't Civil War from the comics, but it was like a movie version that they could kind of fit. They're taking that whole like we're gonna use Deadpool to take care of whatever we need in the Fox universe. So it's basically like Deadpool kills the Marvel universe, but he's not going to kill all Marvel.
Right.
Especially in that, he like kills the writer in the end of that comic, so.
Yeah. I mean, he killed himself too before he accepted Green Lantern, which was really awesome. I wonder if like who he's going to kill from the Fox side of things. We know that James Marsden is still around. We know that Famke Janssen is still around. We know that he's going to partner up with Deadpool and Wolverine, so they have to be, maybe not at first, of course, they're going to fight, but by the end of it, they have to be on the same side. I don't really know how it works. I almost wonder, I think he starts killing them because he realizes if he doesn't, it's going to lead to an incursion and one of his universe where he saved Vanessa, where he saved his friends. I feel like he thinks that universe is going to be destroyed, and that would lead him against the TVA. So yeah, that's kind of my theory.
That makes sense. Yeah. That could be a valid reason too.
Yeah. What else stands out to you guys in this trailer?
I mean, you just get that small little clip of Hugh Jackman walking up on, and this is the ending portion, walking up on Deadpool, and creating that shadow of a W, and then you get to see a very slight, very quick view of the yellow outfit he has on,
His suit.
his OG suit. That to me was kind of like really nice. I like that. It was a great homage, a great primer.
Wait, you blew my mind that he was making the shape of a W. I didn't realize that. I was like, yeah, he's just showing us our claws. But you're right. He was in a W too. I didn't even think about that.
That's cool. And like watching that too made me think like, man, if this trailer, like, of course I'm excited now, but if this trailer came out when like, say we were young kids and like social media wasn't the way it is now, where we saw footage of them on set and stuff and all that stuff. And like, if that was the first introduction to be like, oh yeah, Wolverine's going to be in this, like that would have fucking blew my mind. Like that was a cool way to do it. Like a dude walks up like, who the fuck is this guy? And I'm like, oh my God. Like, we had already known he's going to be in the movie at this point. Still really cool to introduce him. Still a cool way. But I just thought about young me, like not just like only watching trailers when they come out. And that's how I find out about the movie.
Yeah.
Like that. Oh my gosh.
That's true. That would get me super pumped. It also kind of makes me more mad at the person who made Wolverine Origins. Because it's like, why did you have Ryan Reynolds in it as Deadpool and then like sew up his mouth? Like still to this day, it has to be one of the worst movie decisions of all time.
It was so shitty. And they gave him katanas in his arms that didn't make sense because when they'd retract, he wouldn't be able to bend his elbows.
Cyclops
like, all of it was so stupid.
Right. But it's like, we're so lucky that we live in this time where they get to right these wrongs, and
that's very true too.
Yeah, and that Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman are friends, and that Kevin Feige, who worked on the original X-Men movies, is now in charge of the studio. It's like we're so lucky that all of these things have come together. But yeah, I mean, this would blow my mind as a kid, but I mean, the little kid inside me still is like, this is real, and it looks good. Like, it looks like real Deadpool. There's even a shot where we see Deadpool walking through a casino, and he's doing super cool guy and everybody's looking at him. And you see the back of Wolverine. And I've been reading a lot of the X-Men comics lately, as you guys know. But Wolverine's persona, he has like a secret agent persona that's name is Patch. And Patch is a white tuxedo wearing guy. He wears like an eye patch on his eye, but he always kind of like, it's like his secret identity outside of his like normal secret identity. And just that shot alone, seeing that come into play with Madripoor, like they're going deep into the lore. And at the same time, at the core of it, the action looks sick. The special effects look sick. It's like things we've seen already. Man, I'm so.
It was cool just seeing Wade, like, even though like his arm's broken, he just it fixes in like a second.
Yeah.
Then him like changing his ammo out in the coolest way.
Right.
Like, yeah, it's just so cool. Super flashy.
Dude, that ammo reload shot, I had to watch. I watched that like 15 times. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, how did he do that? So cool. I mean, just so imaginative, man. That looks so badass. There's little details too. Like if you look at the bottom, like there's that part where he's getting ready and he's holstering his gun. There's like little details on his gun that say like smile for the Flash. There's like something at the bottom of each one of his what do you call it? The magazines that has like a Deadpool logo on it. Like they put so much detail into this. I'm so pumped.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah, it's gonna be real cool.
Yeah, definitely. Last thing I'm gonna say, if you really want super spoilery stuff, you can go to New Rockstar's breakdown. There's a scene where you see them driving off in the distance, right? It's like all these like where Deadpool says, "I smell what you're stepping in, Sensei." If you actually zoom in on those vehicles, this is like super spoilery territory. So if you don't want to know this, like skip ahead a minute. Do you guys want to know?
Yeah.
I don't know if it like gives away too much of the story, but there is one is the car from the original Captain America First Avenger that Red Skull drives. There is also the cupcake van from Moon Knight. And somebody said that one of the cars that's in front, if you look, it has no wheels. It's hovering. Looks like the Fantastic Four's mobile.
Oh, god damn.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, shit. That's crazy.
That's cool.
Yeah. And also in the top corner, I'll throw this out there too. I'm sure you guys know this, but there is also a comic book after Deadpool gets slammed through the building, or whatever that wall is, and he's laying on the ground, and Wolverine walks up with the claws, forms the W. If you look off to the left side, there's a comic book in the ground, and it's Jonathan Hickman's 2015 Secret Wars. I think issue number 5.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Yeah, where I think that one sets up the whole idea of Battle World, which is the world where all the heroes come together along with all the villains, and they have this like epic war, which we know we're getting Secret Wars for Avengers 6. But yeah, that was like a cool little tidbit. So, bro, there's so much hype. I there is no way I don't see this movie any less than 3 times in theaters.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm serious. I saw Guardians of the
That's a
Galaxy, I think 2 or 3 times in theaters. I'm pretty sure I'll see this 3 times. It's like right after
go
my
back
birthday.
to back?
Yeah, one after the other.
In a row.
I'm gonna walk out of one screening, turn around, and walk right back in and wait.
Dang.
Just
You know,
buy
you're gonna pay for that
spend a
second
whole
ticket.
day of that.
Yeah, don't tell them. I got like a movie pass. It's all good. Yeah, I don't know. Any other final thoughts on the Deadpool trailer? Because yeah,
It looks good, and it comes out July 26th this
Yep.
year. I'm pumped.
right in the middle of Comic-Con. Do you think they do anything for Comic-Con, or do you think they D23 it?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Man, I really hope they do something at Comic-Con. Anyways, yeah, I know Disney will be there. They're gonna have some kind of presentation for it. Man, this looks great. All right, we just lost Drake for a second, so we can move on. I think we covered all the trailers. It has been a hype train from the Super Bowl. Man, there's so much good stuff coming out. I'm super pumped. But Scott, you watched a movie? Is this a movie?
No. Actually, Drake watched this one.
Okay.
Not dead yet.
All right.
So he should be popping in any second.
Yeah. I'll just take a little pause, I guess, on that. But
Yep.
yeah, Deadpool, man, so good. I think that's all they needed to for the Wolverine of it all. Like, I don't think they needed to have Wolverine be any more in the trailer.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, like
Because I think I don't want to see any more of him in trailer format. I want to see everything in the movie now.
yeah,
Personally.
yep. So the next thing, I think Drake watched this. I don't know if this is a movie or show.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, it is a movie or show, or what
Both,
is
Thomas.
it? Both. Got it.
It-
Lucy Liu
it's,
and Alexandria Daddario. Got it.
Ooh, Alexandra Daddario, Lucy Liu. It is a television show that runs, I believe, on a Hulu. It is called Not Dead Yet, and it is starring Gina Rodriguez, who I think the original show she was on was Jane the Virgin.
Was it? Yeah. Because I was
Jane
gonna say
the Virgin.
Ugly Betty, but that's America Ferrera. Yeah.
But this, I mean, the cast in general is reminiscent of. It just shows how much sitcom background and comedy it has. It has Hannah Simone from New Girl. It has Lauren Ash from Superstore. It has Rick Glassman in here. There's Molly McCook, who's on Last Man Standing. It has Brad Garrett from Ray Romano, or Everybody Loves Ray.
Brad Garrett.
Yeah.
Dang.
Nice.
Nice.
It's so essentially the premise is that Gina Rodriguez went through like an experience. She walked away from her fiance. They were about to get married, and then she took a job writing because that's her love. And she writes obituaries for Lauren Ash's company. And as she writes obituaries, every time she's given a person to write about, that person shows up as a ghost and she like talks to them. So she's able to kind of have conversations with them and kind of write these really beautiful obituaries. And so there's a lot of the comedy is hilarious. Any sitcom you can think of that you love, it has that style of comedy in it, period, point blank. There's tons of reoccurring characters, or I should say cameos of characters that end up being the ghosts that Gina Rodriguez sees. So there's that Filipino actor who was on Superstore and also on Crazy Rich Asians. He was
Oh
one of
yeah,
the
that
latest
guy's
ones on
funny.
there. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
super
yeah.
hilarious. So in that, for me, just watching it, the whoever writes this show, it's just really good. The writing is so good. It's just funny. And then
Can you think of
Gina
one joke that like
uh,
stands out?
it's not so much the jokes per se as it is like Gina Rodriguez's her blocking. Her blocking is just really good. And Lauren Ash, who plays Lexi, she's on Superstore. Her interactions are just like super crass. Rick Glassman plays an autistic roommate for Gina Rodriguez, and so he's constantly being super straightforward. And in this latest episode for season 2, episode 1, we get introduced to Brad Garrett's character, who is Lauren Ash's dad. So Lauren Ash and Rick Glassman are having these battles. Like Rick Glassman was like, "Oh, you look like somebody who just got fired from Target," and Lauren Ash is, "You look like you look like a hippie who just ate a vegetarian meal or some shit like that." You have to watch it. I'm ruining the joke.
Yeah, no,
No, yeah,
that
I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, I mean the star-studded cast. Even that one joke, I was like, oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, I saw it pop up. It looks pretty funny. I mean, definitely star-studded as we talked about, but it's also like a pretty interesting premise. You know, like there's that show that's on Paramount right now, Ghost, and I've been meaning to check it out, but this one is way more star-studded than that even is. So
yeah,
this is good. Yeah, I'll have to check it out, man.
Yeah.
How many episodes do they have yet? The whole season?
It's on its second season already, and I believe, yeah.
I thought I just heard about this, and I'm like on the internet way too much.
Yeah, there's 13 episodes in season 1, and right now they're on episode 2 for season 2.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't give this show more praises. If you love New Girl, if you love Superstore, if you love
check.
I guess like that newer wave of sitcom, like this definitely plays into it. Gina Rodriguez too, her, like I said, her blocking is just super hilarious. The show's fucking funny. If you're not watching it, you don't like comedy.
All right, damn.
All right, wow.
I'm gonna watch it right now. See ya.
yeah. I'm gonna close this down. I'm gonna watch.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
I like it. All right, dead to me or not dead yet. Wow, way off. All right,
you're just talking to me, right?
Yeah, you're dead to me. All right. This show is not quite dead to me yet. It has some very strong points, and it had some not strong points, and it's left me really in the middle. But I'm going to continue on because from the season trailer, it looks like there's still some cool action left to be seen. And we were talking about Halo Season 2. It premiered on Paramount Plus last Thursday or last Friday last week. And right at the gate, though, it was pretty strong. Like there's a part where they go to this planet and everything's foggy and somehow it's just Chief by himself and he's trying to save a group of Marines and it just elites out of the wazoo with like swords. I forgot what those lightsabers are called, and the action is just really dope.
Mm-hmm.
Go for it. Yeah, do you have something?
No, you froze for me, so I heard with swords, and then I was waiting for you to come back.
Yeah.
No. And I was just watching you nod, and I was like, Scott's going to come in with some fire right here.
Okay, real quick for the viewers, if you see us nodding, like both of us, like, it's because we can't hear Tom, but we know when he edits this, you can hear it. So,
yeah.
And he usually brings up good points, so we usually, we agree.
Thank you. That was emphatically
I was
nodding. I felt
You're like, I've been done, dude.
Yeah. But I also felt like you really appreciated that, so that made me feel good.
I do at the same time. I have to say the action portions that we've seen have been really cool. That beginning when they're on that
Mustafar.
planet, the Covenant comes in, and it's like they're gonna glass the planet, right?
Right.
But before that, the elites were there, and which was really cool. They were all. Are they aware of the cloaking? I was trying to remember. Were they cloaking in season 1? Because we know from the games that they can cloak, and I get confused sometimes what we know in the show universe versus what we already know.
That's a good point.
Versus the game.
I think he knows that they can cloak. Yeah.
Because then when he was trying to, so there's a part where they're all cloaking and they're like, he's having these crazy fights, almost like him fighting a predator, and then he wins, and then all the predators show up, and they're like, yeah, good job. Like they had that sort of scene where like all these elites show up and they have these swords. And then someone in a cloak pops up and is like, "No more," and then they leave. And you know that's that lady from season 1. I forget her name, but
yeah, well, she's super forgettable.
Grew up with the Covenant and speaks their language, and for some reason she's a queen now. Just that's what it is. And
that girl,
she looks like, I love him. Stop, and they're like, okay.
Yeah, she looks like a less voluptuous version of Kanye West's wife.
Ooh, burn.
No, it's not a burn. I mean, that's just what she looks like.
Super burn. Better actress though. Burn.
Yeah, it's not a burn, but I should like. That's just what I can compare it to. Yeah.
No, like
she shows up.
Yeah, and the thing is, it sucks that it's written in a way where she's forgettable, but she's great. It's just unfortunately. But
I mean, yeah, she's great, but like the character just
the character is no good.
Is not a good character. Yeah. Okay, so we see her.
So we see her.
They go back.
And then he's justifying like, hey, there's like, they were on the planet before they glassed it, all this stuff, and then they don't want to believe him, and he's getting this pushback. And they're starting to question Master Chief, and like because he had Cortana in his head, if that drove him a little crazy. So they're kind of gaslighting him. And he's like, I know what I seen and all that stuff. What are you gonna say?
Yeah, plus they all took out their pellets last season that like controls their mood and all that. But like I said, it helps with pain stuff. And yeah.
So that's going on. And then because of that, they get kind of like unclear for battle kind of thing. So until he gets his head straight, they can't go into battle. So the new dude in charge sending out another Spartan team, and Master Chief's just trying to give him a heads up, like let them know what is going on before they get there. And he's like, "You're crazy. Don't worry about it. I got this." And so they send him in. And so in episode 2, he's like really pushing the Spartans, like, dude, something's gonna happen. They're training for something. The Covenant's training for something, and we need to be prepared. And he's like pushing kind of crazy hard. Like one of the Spartans is like really messed up. Was it?
Yeah.
I forget which one is it.
There's Kai, and then I think her name is Riz.
Riz, yeah. Her arm is like she can't even move it a certain way without being like excruciating pain. And he's making her like climb up this mountain like over and over again. But I think he's just,
slamming. Like she's jumping from like one side to other side and like not making it and sliding and then hitting all the rocks down the mountain and falling off like a 25-foot cliff. And he's like,
landing
get
on
up.
her head and he's like, get up. Yeah. You're like, jeez.
Yeah.
You don't get concussions too?
Like, right. I was like, dude, she's dead. Like just dead. And
it's crazy.
Yeah. He's just like, get up, you're fine. I'm like, wow. I mean, I guess, right? Like, you think Navy SEALs, they're like running on broken legs, like Goggins and stuff, but
yeah, but it's like she's gonna die in a training scenario. Like, let her heal or something.
Right.
But yeah, that's going on, and then towards the end of the second episode, they get cleared for battle, or they don't get cleared for battle. He just says, we're gonna go on this thing. We're cleared, and they're not cleared. There was one other big fight scene though, besides the first one, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to think about it. Yeah, he has one other part that's actually pretty dope, but I can't.
Was it with the ghosts and all that? Was that the?
It wasn't that though. Because at the end of episode 1, you see that the Covenant has like a whole battalion. There's like a ton of ships. Right. There's ghosts flying around. You're like, oh shit! They're there, and there's millions of them for all we know. I don't know, but it looks like a lot. And then in episode 2, I'm trying to think of what the big battle is. But the good thing that they're doing is that there is action on every episode. And like
so far,
yeah, like we see Quan is back, but she's not as vital, I guess, to the story as season 1, where it seemed like some of the episodes were just based around her. And listen, like all for inclusion, all for it if it's like the right storytelling. but I just never felt like her character really fit this world or like whatever vibe they were trying to tell. Like it just didn't make sense. I'm like, I don't know what type of tone they're trying to set here. And I think that she kind of heard it. I think that they're kind of funneling her a little bit into like these select areas. Smart, like they can't cut her from the show. She still exists in season 1, but they're really minimizing her role and kind of maybe like fine tuning how she operates, along with the other Spartan that left the Spartans with
Soren, right?
Yeah, Soren as a kid, and he gets like kind of baited and arrested. So I really like what they're doing. It seems like it's about the main Spartans, it's about John, it's about like the rest of the Spartans, and like how are they operating now that their pellets are out and that they know what they need to do and that something's happening, nobody believes them, and that they have to be the force that stops everybody else. And so, you can't really remember the action on it, but yeah, they kind of go on their own mission post or in episode 2, and it kind of leaves it there.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, I think us both not really remembering chalks up a lot of it to like, it's an okay show right now. Like, I'm going to keep watching it, but I hopefully it gets stronger. But there are certain elements where like, I don't really care about certain characters' development. Like I could just skip over that. I kind of just want to know what's going on with Master Chief, the Spartans. Yeah. Like that's really what we... the Halo game follows around the Spartans, and like that's kind of all I want to know about. Like the stories aren't strong enough elsewhere. I wish they would like buff them up. Maybe it does get stronger, but as of right now, even the whole Halsey situation, I'm like, I don't know.
Who cares? Yeah,
like so Halsey. But it's cool. The action thus far though is cool. What's that?
No, sorry. I don't care about Halsey, and I think. I just don't know what you do with it. I don't know how you focus. I think there's so much meat where they could just stick to the Spartans, and I don't know why they don't do it. But they have all these characters they established in season 1. Maybe you just have to keep them going under contracts, yada yada yada. But I think that's the hardest part about the show. There's like really cool things in here, but it's really slowed down by things that nobody gives a fuck about, and that is the tough part about it. So. We'll see. I'm still on board. I'm going to finish it. I kind of made it. I made it to the end of last season, and it was worth it. I thought the finale of season 1 was really cool. I like that actor, Pablo Schreiber. Their boss also is like a new element, like the new guy that's in charge. He's kind of a dick, a little stereotypical, but
I'm on board. Oh, he was in that old show, that spinoff, right? Vampire Diaries.
Oh, really? I don't know. I never watched that.
I forget what it was. But I was like, oh, he looks familiar. I think he was in that. But, I mean, he's good. I just hope it, I don't know what his ulterior motive is. He's got to have one. Seems like a bad dude. But, I feel like, because I know, like, we're not going to talk about this week, but if we were to compare it to, like, something like Masters of Air or something like that, where the show focuses around just the men and women who like are on the front lines and just doing stuff, like that could like literally just be about the Spartans, like going into missions, what they're going through. Like,
oh my god,
you could do that. Like
that. Yeah, I know.
That's what we want to see. Like
that is a better show. I mean, it is, but I'm not going to write it out yet. I think they're doing a lot of things.
I'm gonna keep checking
in season 2 than they did in season 1, and so. You're right, but Masters of Air, but just for Halo would have been all we wanted. Drake is back. He's lit up. He's just in time for us to wrap up this show. Is he frozen again? Oh no, he's not. Okay.
He's moving.
All right. Well, I think that's it for the week, guys. Man, you guys crushed it while I was gone. Thank you so much for keeping it going. So stoked to come back and do this. This is fun.
Oh yeah, we're glad to have you back, buddy.
Yeah, it's better with 3 of us.
I appreciate it. Well, any other final thoughts, closing words? Oh wait, does Avatar come out this weekend? Avatar: The Last Airbender may come out. Don't take my word for it.
Avatar:
The Last Airbender may come out on Friday.
They said Enderbender.
And then in Avatar: The Enderbender.
February 21st. That's next Wednesday?
Next Wednesday. Okay.
Oh wait, no, sorry. This is, I didn't even look at the
jumped
year. This is 2005. This is the original Avatar.
the
Oh, Google skills fail, dude. Avatar last render live action.
I think it's the 28th, right? Or the 22nd. One of the two.
Okay,
22nd.
we got a week. We'll definitely have to cover that.
Okay, that's
when it
next
comes out.
Thursday.
Next Thursday. All right.
Very soon though, and that looks really good. I'm excited.
Yeah.
So.
Dude, man, if it's like half as good as One Piece, ooh, baby.
Ooh, baby.
Ooh,
Ooh,
All right, well, that
baby,
was-
I love your way.
Every day.
Nice.
Thanks for shaking it with us, everybody.
Thanks for shaking it with us. Shake it to us.
The Joystick Show.
If you've enjoyed what you've been listening to, we'd really appreciate a follow, subscribe, and a review. Just how we like chatting with our friends, please share this with yours. Feel free to join the squad and follow us at JoyStickShow Joystick Show on Twitter and Instagram, or anywhere you listen to podcasts. And if you feel like submitting topics or questions to be discussed on future episodes, you can email us at joystick.show@gmail.com. As always, thank you, peace out, and make it a great rest of your week.